What? Hello, did that work? Hi. There we go. Fuck. We're so back. Hello, hello. I hope your guys' day have been good. I'll skip later to get a better song. Copyright music, guys, sucks. Copyright free music sucks. I hope you guys have been good. Wanted to chat with y'all for the first couple minutes beforehand before we opt into it, but you know, here we are. I will be joined by a few people, but I'm gonna hop in the call in a minute. But I hope everyone's been doing good. I'm gonna go to school, watch the VOD later. Hell yeah. This is more about like just like questions and like wrapping up and stuff like that. I will say I have been talking all day, so if my voice sounds like a little hoarse, we don't go for very long, I do apologize. No water today. I've been drinking water. The last 2 episodes of the season made me go through so much emotions. Yeah. I saw Laz was joining. He went live. He did. Oh. Yeah, I can do that. Hold on. Your link. Thank you, Dino. How long is the cooldown gonna be? Our normal cooldowns are 30 minutes, but I do have people joining me. And we can talk about the series as a whole too. So it could go to about an hour. It's definitely by no means going to be anything long. It's okay. It's okay. I kid you not. I woke up this morning. My eyes. You know when you've had like a really, really long cry and your eyes get really puffy? That happened to me. And I think it was a mixture of crying and just like staring at a screen for so long. But genuinely, I am okay. It's just there was a lot of crying, and you know, when you cry that much, your eyes have a reaction. But I was like, damn, my eyes are puffy. We're not doing another 7-hour stream. Fuck no. I did end up sleeping. I got 4 hours, and then I woke up this morning to more bittersweet messages. Like, we have our Discord that we're all in, and everyone was sending like their love and how like happy they were to like have spent the season together, and people were like, you know, idealizing their own characters' headcanons and like things like that, and it was all just like super sweet, and I started crying again. So I took like, I think I slept 4 hours, and I took like a 20-minute nap, quote unquote. More so, I just closed my eyes for a bit. I did order myself food today because I was like, I think I deserve this. I woke up and I was like, damn, I feel like I got hit by a truck. Yeah. Yes, and fucking Coda messaged me, and there was comments on my stream from yesterday, and like, oh, it was just a whole whack of emotions. I think I woke up at like, I had to get up and feed the cats, and I think that I was like on the couch for like a little bit, and it was like 9:30 in the morning. I was like, I don't need to be crying again. Damn. Hi, Dot. I'm about to join you guys if you're in there. You can join, Dot. Is this also streaming? Okay, I want to join people.
I'm blaming you.
There was like a
Oh.
I'm popping between ya.
Thank goodness I did this. Did my OBS pick up Discord?
I don't.
Did everyone just hear my very, very interesting sound?
Also,
join
I don't
sound?
think Stream can hear us. I don't think they heard it because I think you have Discord muted.
No,
On stream.
you have a waveform. When you talk, it goes up.
It goes up.
Test.
Oh,
You're hitting
Is
15.
this thing on?
Do you have?
there we go.
Is this thing on?
Do you have me
I think
muted because I
I
ear blasted you last night?
Oh, you know what? Maybe.
Ear blasted, dear lord.
Yeah, Dino was watching my stream on mobile, and then when they got off and they went to go like lay down in bed, they like opened their phone and my stream was playing.
It was mid-stream. I picked up my phone, and then all I heard was a feeling like, ah! And I was like, oh.
Oh, so we're doing the meeting tonight, right?
Yeah, I'm getting on.
There's still meetings tonight.
Hi,
The
yeah,
grinder.
yeah.
The paperwork.
Okay.
never ends.
Atticus dies now.
Get this guy a fucking coffee or something.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Hello, hello. All right, guys.
Hello.
It's time for you to ask us questions.
We love questions.
Questions.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Okay.
No.
Or like, not those kind of questions.
Is mayonnaise
Absolute-
a instrument?
Yes.
No, Lucario. Mayonnaise is not an instrument.
Okay.
You wumbo.
Yeah.
She, me,
You-
wumbo.
I don't know, SpongeBob.
Kyron and Oppie marriage when? Never. They're I don't know.
They're what?
I could start the.
I was gonna say they're dead, but that's not true. They're not dead.
They have
I'm
been
going-
retired into the lore of the world.
Yeah.
It was
now-
me.
So when this series ends, we get something called headcanons where you guys can think what you want. You guys can think
So true.
whatever
I
you
was
want
telling
regarding the
them.
character.
I was telling them that like, I woke up this morning and cried some more because of like all the nice
Never
messages and the headcanons people were making for their characters. I was like,
Aw.
I'm like literally like crying. And like I had said something for Oppie about her being human, which I ended up including in my description. So fun little Easter egg for anyone who actually reads the descriptions. But I was like crying as I was writing it. I was like, oh my god.
It is so hard to like lay them to rest and like move on from a place that was 8 months, 7 months of our life that we like
Yeah.
played into so deeply.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I talked about this at the end of my stream too. I had like a little sappy moment where I was crying with my chat about like I always tend to pour a bit of myself into my characters. Obviously not just like with my personality, but with things that I'm struggling with. Like a lot of my characters I could go back and like pinpoint being like, yeah, I was like struggling with this or I was navigating that or things like that. So and I was just like kind of thanking the chat and the viewers and the fans that like I do that and they make art, they make headcanons, they make stories and they resonate with the character and they connect and it makes me feel like seen, like to be loved is to be seen.
Yeah.
And so yeah, playing a character for 7 months consistently considering
Like 2 months ago and be like me.
no, Lucario, because I am a sucker for roleplay. What's the next character you're gonna play?
Who's
My
that?
girlfriend.
Well, oh,
Oh, okay.
does that have to be a character?
Do we all like?
Listen, I'll come
Karen.
get you right now. Don't play with
Oh.
me.
Hey.
Drift, move over.
So this means I get drift, right?
I'm coming in.
Does this mean I get drift?
Sure.
Then what the fuck do I get?
I think Laz might have dibs actually on Drift if we're going with specific logic.
Yes.
It's okay, Mario, we can play Mario Galaxy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can play Mario Galaxy with apostrophe.
Yeah.
You could be apostrophes by extension.
Yeah.
Wait, but
Not-
then that would
not
imply
my
I'm Max's kid.
Not my apostrophes though.
I'd
Okay, but still, that would imply I'm Max's kid. I don't want that.
A
I'd rather
horror
be an
SMP?
ellipses.
Ooh, that would be
that'd been
sick.
fire. That would be fire.
Dude, I haven't had the opportunity to play into like my love for horror yet, and I
I know, y'all.
I very much want to.
If y'all saw Dot and I's TikTok history,
It's a dangerous place.
I would love. I have OCs for horror related things, but I don't know. I gotta hold on to them and see if the opportunity arises. We need you to be
Vampire
evil.
SMP.
More evil than Morrigan?
Yes, yeah, I agree with this particular reason.
I truly don't. I don't think Morgan was evil. I think she was
She
presented
was-
a set of circumstances that she had to act within, and a lot of that was on like the gray scale. But I don't think
Yeah.
she was evil. I think she loved, and she loved hard.
She did.
Hell yeah, she did.
She presented herself as the villain to like as a shield. But actually playing a villain would like I would need to wear a heart monitor because I could
Oh,
guarantee
hi,
you
it's me.
that-
Oh, hi, it's me. Hi.
you're my heart monitor.
No, the villain.
Oh.
Anyway,
Why does everybody want me to flirt? What's happening? We just started.
I need a villain character.
You just tell her good morning, princess.
Good morning, boys.
How would you like your eggs?
Why
this
am I
morning?
flirting? I'm not. There's nobody to flirt with.
I agree. Morgan wasn't evil, just a leader in a tough position and did what needed to be done. Superhero? Oh,
Yo.
Oh.
I would love to do a superhero.
Anything that allows me to wear my tights on the outside of my clothes. I'm
I agree
anything
with this
that,
statement.
anything that lets me wear a modern skin.
Are you
I don't
like
have
a
to,
ballerina?
find a random amount.
Where you wear
Yo,
like your like
Not do black and red hair.
you're
again?
like one
Yeah.
one piece, but then you put the tights on the
One
outside.
Piece?
No, Lucario!
One Piece SMP. One Piece SMP.
Ah,
Super dot.
Gabe would like that
Listen, super dot the flying exclamation point. Coming soon to
Oh?
a theater near you.
Okay.
Okay, so where can I buy one?
Whoa.
Yo.
I want 6 copies and an action figure.
one. You're gonna get a Funko Pop and everything.
Oh,
A Funko Pop.
Yo.
Oh my goodness. Funko Pop.
Guys, imagine if
Na-
oh my
if
gosh,
Princess.
that's such a sick superhero name.
Which one?
Interrobang.
But Natalie, I'm not flirting with Mads. Why does everyone want me to flirt? What is this?
We're out of character.
Yeah, we're not. Dino and I have no
We're
real
not in
like.
here.
We have a friendship outside of Princess.
We're not dating. Am
Powerful.
I beating the allegations? I don't know. We got married on Stinky. We're not a thing.
Marriage SMP. Everyone's just getting married all the time.
Dude, I don't know if I could do it. I cry
don't.
at weddings. Like, even if it's somebody that like I don't have like a great connection to, like just the fact of like watching a wedding, I just bawl my eyes out. I would never be hydrated enough for that.
PSMP Funko Pops? I would love PSMP.
That's what
Well, I mean-
that's what I was about to say. Is that it would be so cool if we like got big enough to have like some sort of like U2's contract. That would have been really cool.
It's like 50
Heck
YouTubes
yeah.
right there, or 100.
Yeah.
Big
Close-
money.
probably
big
close to
prizes.
100. Well, no, I would
Phil
probably
Nine.
say close to like more like 60 because, or like 50 or 60 because a lot of people from season 1 were in season 2.
True.
So it depends on what character they would want. Like I would, if I had to pick between Ophelia and Morrigan on a U2's, I would pick Morrigan.
I'll use Chris Fax so I don't get copyright striked.
What? Wait, what do you mean? Lucario like is your character? It was
Yeah.
your
It's
persona.
Also, like, it's like Pokemon.
It's not Pokemon.
TM.
Oh, I see. But it would be Dr. Lucario.
Lucario's
Mm.
still in the name. And then Pokemon Company would be...
What aspects of your character would you have loved to explore but didn't get to? I can talk about this! Dot! I can talk about
Yay.
it! Okay,
Let
so
him hear
fun fact, guys. I had a different consequence in mind for Ophelia doing the spell. Because it was loosely talked about the spell like going wrong and like what that would look like. And the consequences were going to be her losing her emotions. So it would almost be the opposite, where she doesn't become human, but she loses her humanity. And I think for Appy as a character, that would be like a giant detriment to play out, like for her. Because one, it's like the complete opposite side of the coin, but also it would have been a curse that could have potentially never been irreversible. But I also know that what I wanted for my character and what I wanted as an actor for Appy, I knew that like with the goblins and like the threats of goblins ramping up, I thought it wouldn't be very entertaining for you guys to have me be such a like bland neutral character with everything that was going on. I know you guys live for the emotion, the drama, the tea. I did have a failsafe that I was workshopping with Dot, was that if anyone's watched the Vampire Diaries, it's definitely where I was inspired by it. But basically Lenora would probably have to actually die or fake her death to kind of like trigger like a switch or like a snap where Ophelia like searching you'd have no research on this ever happening. They have no idea where to start. Froggy was in on it. Froggy, as Skylar, was fully going to be like, if she doesn't want her emotions turned back on, then shrug. It's her consent and her choice. And Ophelia, having no emotions, would probably lean into that, being like, I don't want my emotions back. Why would I want to be sad all the time? Like that kind of vibe. So like a plan would maybe need to be devised of Lenora faking her own death. Or if her character actually did die, that would be the catalyst. But with everything going on, I was like, maybe this isn't the best place to explore this narrative. So yeah.
From my side of that, there was a very, very obvious string from point A to point B of Nora very consistently telling Ophelia, if you see that I am in danger, you need to run the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to not see that. I don't want you to interfere with that. Like, that concept originally was to play into Oppie losing her emotions and being overcome or whatever with the idea of Lenora's death, that she was always more worried about the fallout for Ophelia than her own death, because it would have changed her fundamentally.
Yeah. And I think being changed and then being able to be changed back would have been a little full circle, in my opinion. Yeah, maybe she might have won a different path with her magic. What about everybody else? What was something that you guys didn't get to explore?
I gotta think.
You have a thing?
I wasn't
What?
prepared for this.
I know what I'm thinking.
I was gonna say, I know Laz has something.
Laz, go ahead.
Well, a lot really got kaput because everybody was so against the end, regardless, and Vincent. However, that was on my own, like, kind of regard, and how I wanted to play it. And as Dot did say in character and like through that VOD too, you're just like so threatening and ominous, but or like just scary as hell. But like I couldn't really do much because so much of my time was just spent behind the scenes as well, trying to like make enough of an infrastructure for the kingdom, like with the additional help of like Mandy and all of that, and then the death of Helen as a whole. So realistically, that like Helen's death did lose out on a whole bunch of lore. The surgery, if gone south, would have had so many other consequences and would have probably put Vincent back on that side of like emotionless assassination.
Oh yeah, do you want to talk about the surgery actually, and like you can go into like the little details about like what we had to do and what the outcomes would have been?
Oh, if I could even like remember them.
It's okay if you don't remember all of them, but
yeah, it was so long ago, right? But pretty much, like I don't know what level I can divulge everything. But technically, in the place of Roinar was supposed to be Taiga's character Sundu. However, I think some level of like conflict happened in her IRL that we had to go and find a more suitable, like a replacement for.
Yeah, she I think it was just genuinely like she lost internet connection or something and she just couldn't get on.
Maybe
it
could have been
it was
something
technical
like,
difficulties.
Yeah. It was something like on that regard, probably.
Yeah, we
But
were like, oh shit.
I'm like, fuck. No, even then too, I think it might have been like the day before. I think her net might have gone down for that weekend as a whole. actually, so that's why we needed to
Yeah.
find that replacement. But
Yeah. And at the time, we didn't know. We didn't know that Roynar was a goblin. So we were like, yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get the next, you know, Ollie's not around. You know, I think it was like, it was a pick between Ollie and Roynar, and it ended up being Roynar, and we're like, okay, he's a trusted, like, well-known blacksmith. We'll get him. Little did we know.
I mean, even then, little did we know at the time of like stipulation of like Nixie's involvement too.
Yeah.
So, I'm more surprised that they chose to help rather than sabotage. Like,
True.
during that whole scene, and the reason my screen was black, and I don't know how I had like 30 people watching a black screen. It was like really hilarious.
Why is it
'Cause I
crap
still
you
had-
kill people?
They wanted to
Me too.
know what was happening.
Yeah. The reason why I went to black screen was just to be able to have people hear what was going on around Vincent at that
Mhm.
time too. Cause the first time, like one of the first or two times that he took like that torch flower essence, he is of that kind of like person to learn how to begin to avoid it over time.
Mm-hmm.
Or like lessen the actual like not severity of like its effects. But
Rose always looking to upgrade.
yeah, he's upgrading, he's learning, but it took, I don't remember when I streamed next. I think it was like the week after or whatnot, but okay, I'm jumping all over the place. We had people do like D&D-esque rolls out of 100, realistically.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if anybody here has played like D&D, ones would be like critical failures, 20s would be like your success, or I guess even Baldur's Gate as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if they rolled that 20, I would let them roll again, but none of them really actually rolled like 20s. They got close. Like there were some good like 18s, 17s.
Yeah. I think out of all
there.
of us together on a combined thing, I think we ended up at like 85% out of 100 or something like that. So it wasn't
it was-
perfect, or like 87%. It wasn't perfect, but it was like, it was still pretty good.
I think it, like, to answer the question that Gray put there, it's like, I think it depends on the, like, who is running like that piece of like lore stipulation,
Mhm.
right? Like, Puffy and I are kind of like forever DMs in a way. So there is kind of that level of wanting to run severity through rolls rather than have me or others pick the outcome.
Mhm.
So
I'm such
I
a
had-
sucker for chance and like consequences and things like that. Like
I
I know. Okay. But like, yeah, to in a parallel to that, the thing that I did with Puffy when when Helia was like fully covered in skulk, the reason why Ophelia got affected so heavily was because I rolled like dog shit. We did a similar thing where if I got like a natural 20, obviously like Uppy would completely be fine. She'd have her magic. She wouldn't get withered, anything like that. And then the lower you got, the more or the longer things. I got so close, but if I had rolled a natural 1, like I think I would have permanently lost my magic. So yeah.
Yeah.
I
So,
had
I think I
such
rolled a
good
6.
time coming up with the torch flower lore with you for these
That was
surgeries.
sick. That was
Yes.
sick.
Dot helped me so much because I was like, I want to find something that could realistically work as as a morphine. Hello. I wanted to find something that worked in a morphine, and if you guys don't know, Dot actually like went to school for, it was botanism, or was it horticulture? And so like I was like, who fucking better to ask than to help me to come up with this document? So that professor's journal, which by the way is a flower spirit, that professor's journal was written by Dot and I, more heavily so Dot.
It was fun. It was a good time. I'm glad that I got to play that little part in. Realistically, at the time, I had nothing to do with Vincent's character outside of like little silly ha-has. So to see it kind of get to play into like Helia and Vincent and know that there was so many people that touched that before it ever even made the screen was really cool. It's very collaborative.
Yeah. But to go back on that topic of like roles and decisions, since I didn't really give a base fundamental of what people had to hit, I had every option scrambled through like a 100 sequencer, and their total landed on the outcome of what it was. It was like, okay, he's fine, but there is twisted magics.
Yeah, there's twisted magics and a little twinge of I just remember the fatal outcome is that if we did like real dog shit, was that that Castle of Fragmentation book, Vincent would live it. He would basically implode. He would become a black void of magic, black void of magic consumption. Everyone in that room, and Skylar the most though, would be affected by him just standing there. Like him standing in the room after the surgery, if we were to walk in, we would all be affected by it. And then he would, you know, villain arc maybe? Fuck.
No,
scary.
Like, I think that would have actually put in effect a tertiary villain for the world. I guess like next to the goblins, next to Zeroth, next to like anybody else who is playing on like a more grayer scale, I would say. And then I think it would have realistically led to
thank you for the £5, Natalie,
abandoning the end for one. Not really like leaving, but still present there. But it would have at least pushed Kano or like Olivier into that air spot far sooner, or in the sake of like Rowena. But I mean, like there was things that I was levying both like in and out of character. I'm like, if Rowena gets this, then this will happen, and I'm like, oh no. But nothing against the character too. It's just like there's so many things, and I've been playing in and out of character like mental game with everybody on the cast for 8 months.
I can't explain why Lucette was drawn to Zeroth because I don't know. That is their character lore, and Fang is not here to talk about it. I can really quickly answer some of the quicker questions. The Mother's Temple was something that Lady and I were working on, but we just didn't have enough time in the end to like actually build something. And then the world border happened, so the location that we picked out that we were gonna put the Mother's Temple was gone. So we kind of just left it. So now it's kind of one of those things where it might just be, you know, an old elven kingdom vibe.
We love the old elven kingdom.
We do have Virus here. I pinged them. If you want to talk about the Vitus stuff, I'm trying to find the exact question. Someone was asking if the dresses were meant to lead anywhere. Was it leading to something?
I'll be real with you guys. I had explained a good chunk of the Vitus stuff on Madison's stream yesterday. And I'm gonna be real, the dresses were just something for fun. They were never really meant to like lead to any big event, no tea party, nothing. Just something fun for everyone to enjoy, some sort of side quest, essentially.
Mhm.
You pissed me off so
Bond
much.
over.
I was going to solve that riddle, and then I realized
Detective
I was like,
Vincent.
Listen, I love
that's what he was supposed
puzzles.
to be. That's what he was supposed to be.
I love puzzles, so like, why not, make someone else, suffer through it as well.
Genuinely,
but-
Virus just wanted to give us like really nice dresses. But and they wanted to do like a puzzle with it, and I was like,
Go on, sorry.
I was
sorry.
like, fuck yes.
Puzzle.
Yeah, I do remember speaking to Mads briefly about like, oh, should I do more than this? should I just, build on Vitus more? I did end up building on Vitus more technically because, everything that went down in the fan Discord with the surprise thing, all the concepts of the dresses. Technically, it did lead to more, but if I had still lived on, there would have definitely been more in-game.
How many outfits have I worn? Fuck, I don't.
So many.
Too many.
I don't. Too many. My skins folder is crazy. I do have to post some of the last couple of skins in my official thread because I've been
Well, I'm
slacking.
behind on that.
Thank you
I'm
for the
slacking
$5. Favorite genre of with Minecraft lore stuff: adventures, mystery, kingdom war stuff, etc. I'm a sucker for romance. I'm just gonna say it. I love romance in D&D and like RP scenarios. I love romance, but I like mystery, like a very specific mystery though, like dungeon-esque or like puzzles and things like that.
Throw more at you.
Yes, please. Also, I just want to like on the dress, going back to the dress note, like I love the side quest aspect of it. I love thank you, Virus, for making something so cool for us to do as characters, not only to bond over, but also to like, work out and like work together, and also for giving it to the fans and like continuing it afterwards so that they could have a fun like challenge and like, collaborative like puzzle solving session. It was very fun. So thank you.
Yeah, I
Oh man.
knew
yeah.
since I had died before like I could give out all of the dresses. I knew I had to do something because there were still people waiting on their dresses technically. So since I had those concepts that I made, all I really did was make them look older and then like figured out a whole puzzle for them to solve and just threw that at the fans.
Lizard.
Oh yo.
Well, I'm Mandy.
Hi, Mandy.
Speaking of more dresses, Mandy was one of the people who didn't get their dress.
That
This
was
is a question that's come up a couple times, and we can kind of talk about
that was Mandy's Discord join sound.
virus stuff. I guess Vitus
Lizard,
stuff
lizard.
in that, because some of my favorite lines do come from the Vitus ciphers.
Mm.
What is your guys' favorite line that you have said?
Wait,
There
this makes me hurt.
No, there were so many good, like with that cipher being available, the thought that went into each and every quote that came up with dresses, and this is coming from somebody who like was not really involved. I did not receive one. Watching those quotes be matched to the character type,
Yeah.
like that's so freaking brilliant. It was done so beautifully.
I'm so glad. Because I remember I was thinking all of it, like, it was all kind of last minute, too, like, putting it all together. I'm gonna be real, there's still one more thing I have left for Vitus. I just need to, contact that other person Because it is not just me who does Vitus stuff. I said this in Madison stream. It was not just me. I think obviously based on who revealed the second half, who else it was. But there is one more person other than that second person, who still needs to do their stuff, and I need to properly get a prize for them,
Dun, dun, dun.
for the fans and stuff like that. So I'm still thinking Vitus still lives. Vitus still lives after PSMP season 2 ends. Cause I even like as Helen was always a bit iffy for me when playing her because there wasn't a lot I could do, and it was often weighed down by like the other things I had to do.
Responsibility.
That on top of- I know. I hate it. It was weighed down also upon like stuff in real life as well. So having Vitus was like kind of my escape that I really loved. Something I could have creative freedom over. And I did say this in Madison stream. But for those, because I assume a lot of you guys weren't there, the rabbit plushie. That rabbit plushie, if anyone has seen my PNG tuber, is the same rabbit plushie I hold for my PNG tuber. It is the same exact model.
And now it will forever live in the universe of season 2.
Yeah, the bunny too is also supposed to represent my chat.
That's so funny. I
So,
love that.
in a way, with Vitus like being the person saying like, I see all, I know everything about you. It's kind of
Interesting.
Oh, it's the
Interesting coming from a blind
chat.
person. Okay.
No, it's the chat. Wait, that's so good.
yeah. So
The
in a
chat
way,
sees
I
everything.
kind of inserted chat
Oh,
in game
that's actually
because
fire.
Vitus is supposed to be played from the eyes of, oh, I see you, I know you.
Yeah.
Hear that,
was
guys?
kinda like-
You're Vitus.
Oh
You
no.
were the Vitus the entire
Entire
time.
Like-
I'm
my
trying not to
God.
freaking cry again, guys.
Oh.
Yeah. No, like
I
that whole Vitus thing actually like not really because I spurred the money fairy stuff like far earlier on as like a fun character choice to like
You were the
troll
money
Amelia.
fairy?
Yeah. What the fuck,
It's
Lucar?
supposed to be like whimsical and something that
Yeah.
kind of like the string that kind of ties us all together without being so heavy, like just
yeah.
unbridled joy and whimsy. And I think that's so important in heavy themes like Princess
Yeah.
tends to explore.
Mhm.
I was more shocked at the fact that the Nether took it so what's the word? Some
Sternly.
I guess sternly on that level because I didn't say it in character, but the first like initial Nether hit was me.
In our room?
You fucker.
Yeah.
Or no.
Yeah.
You bitch.
Yeah, like but like oh god, what was it? It was I barely sleep. You can call it method acting if you will, but it pretty much was just like, oh, they're like, oh, they want to have the money fairy visit. Okay, I'll do it. But because it would be a fun like level of figuring out who, and people were like honing in on it, and I was expecting people to do it a whole lot sooner. And since I was like
And then it
on
became
at
a problem.
4 a.m. Yeah, then it became a problem. But with me being on at 4 a.m. in the morning when nobody else is around, and even then too on the factor of like not even having to record my POV at the time, or like have to be consistently streaming or recording.
You could do like that setup.
I could get away with more at that point. So that's kind of like
Alas, that
the
is
level
horrible.
of setup. I'm sorry. I'm not. No.
Oh my god.
It allowed me to get away with not really that much more, but allowed me to prep a whole lot of other things for other characters as well, in the sake of like their own lore. And all of that. That could have been like another reason why I could have never really gotten to my lore specifically, because there was just like a lot of subside building or like terraforming.
To go back to the lines thing, I thought about it, and it's more of a recent line. There was something that I said earlier in the SMP that I did really enjoy, but it's not coming to my mind. But the line that I thought of the most, and I got to say it, and I think it's sticking with me because for those of you who don't know, if I haven't mentioned it, Captain Froggy, I work with them, like we are coworkers. After it happened, the next morning they were like, "Oh my god, that speech was so good, it was so fire, I'm still thinking about it," and they were like raving, and it was so funny. And it was the speech when Skylar said, like, basically like prompting, if I find out Zeroth was the one who tried to attack Paige, I'm going after him. And I said, if his heart has no love, then he shouldn't have it at all, or something along those lines. And I just thought it was like, or it was, I gave him that heart. I gave him back his heart for love, and if he has none in his, if he has none, he doesn't need it, and I want it back. That's what it was. I did see a question about that. She wouldn't have ripped his heart out. The morbid thing that Ophelia mentioned to Lenora at the very end of last night's stream. My plan originally was for Zeroth to go after Atticus, kill that bird with that stone. Vincent could get closure. In her mind, people would be safe, and then she would make Zeroth give her his heart. So she wouldn't be the one to do it. She would make him rip out his own heart. And
Savage.
it depends on how strong Skylar's compulsion was, if he would actually be able to just, you know, like, I don't know how strong he was in immortal form. Yeah, I remember earlier how we talked about horror series? I'm a little fucked up in the brain. But what are other people's favorite lines that they said as their character?
Oh.
I don't know if Dot, if you had
what
one.
I said this
I'll comment on that in a minute.
Rowena had a lot of good lines.
Yeah, Rowena
I-
had a
That's
lot
so
of good
true.
lines. Holy shit.
I can't remember them. The one that sticks out to me the most was
I know, Lizzie.
between Zach and Rowena when they were having like their little fight. And I said something along the lines of I think I'm in love with you. I think I'm in love with you, and that is what's terrifying.
Oh.
So, yeah, that's one of the ones that sticks out to me for Rowena. But one that I remember from last night was directed at Jura after she made a quip at Rowena when she was having a meltdown. Is essentially are you just mad I did your job better than you?
Fireline, by the way. Absolute fire.
Meanwhile, her job hasn't even like officially fucking started yet. Too. It was just like, huh.
I'm a spy master.
Oh yes, that too.
Oh,
Mhm.
Clap back, queen.
yeah, I,
I think Dot had some
Yeah, no.
banger fucking
Dot had
lines.
fire line.
Banger
Dot, you just
lines.
Oh, yeah.
can I have like a fraction of your brain just in my brain?
Don't
please?
even! What you fucking said the other day with like the whole argument with Zeroth and public missives was so good.
Oh yeah,
What?
yes.
The line where
I
you were
forget.
like, don't even dare call yourself a fucking scientist because
yeah.
Oh, that was
That was so
straight
good.
heat.
Yeah.
It was so good. You defile humanity or something like that.
I said, don't you dare call yourself a scientist. You do not study life, you violate it. Or you
Oh.
fucking violate it, whatever the fuck.
So good.
And I got that because recently I've been rewatching Dr. Stone, and it's a heavily science-based anime. And so I was just thinking about Dr. Stone, and it just came to my mind. A lot of the
about anime.
a lot of the things that Kyron says are inspired by anime.
Hold on.
Take that as you will.
Nora's lines, like, I'm not an angry person. I really struggle to present angrily. I really struggle to be.
You can be an
Like,
angry little bean.
I
You're so
have a
little
hard
bean.
time with conflict. So a lot of Nora's lines, like, genuine, like, I cannot watch them back. I can't edit those videos. They make me cringe. I have a really hard time with it. But there is moments where growing up I had like some pretty good anger issues. And I think a lot of that kind of comes out in Lenora specifically. Lenora was kind of an angry bean. I don't like to watch them back. I'm glad that you guys do. It's not for me.
Same.
Oh,
Uno
I thought of
momento.
another.
I want Froggy to join us, but I'm trying to make a group. But Dot and I are friends on Discord.
I think you can like.
Hey, whoa.
Yeah,
I think you
should
can
be.
temporarily like invite someone to a call. Actually.
I can just add them as a friend.
I don't know if that's the right way to do it.
Well, I mean, they will
Um,
call, then they can actually.
And
they
then,
can- I think they
and
can
then
see the
I'm not.
server.
Hold on. It's fine.
Oh.
I just need two
I
people.
accepted your request. I'm so
I need
sorry.
2 people to accept my request. That's okay.
Imagine not being friends.
Yeah. But quickly,
Bow, bow, bow.
but quickly, another one that I thought of, Rowena. Just for, I think this is the better one. When Zach died, she said, "To the void and back."
Oh.
Before he died.
Oh, Mandy. What the
So
fuck?
I had a
Actually,
good
no,
one.
hold it. What the fuck?
I had a good one that was between Lenora and Rexaris, where Rexaris and Ollie had gone on their pursuit or whatever, and I had to like look that man dead in the face and say like I will protect her, and then it like kind of faded out a little bit. Other things were going on, and then I looked him dead in the face again and I said, with my life. And that like kind of continued to be like a theme that went through. Like I just, that's all that he needed to hear was like, with my life, and he would come back and check in, and that was said, and he would go. And
Oh.
that was why Lenora was not as present in the
Mhm.
final episode, is because she was with Larinthia.
I'm creating the DM. Hold on.
Oh boy. Huh?
I'm gonna get him first.
This thing on?
Did I get?
That's a long ass
This
list.
thing,
Holy shit.
I'll be
Holy
back.
There you go.
Holy,
Hello,
holy
frogs.
moly, that's a lot of people. Hi, Maggie. Hi.
Froggy.
Hello, hello.
I think
Winning.
if we're gonna continue going on like that
Favorite
train
line.
of lines, like
Mhm.
a lot more of my words were definitely internalized or at least written.
Mhm.
Right. I do like our I really liked the interaction that Mandy and I had. I think it was on the 12th.
Hmm.
I don't know if you were streaming or not. Like, I have it recorded on my end.
I have
Mainly
recorded.
more. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll get to it 1 month or so from. No. We'll get to it in a month or so. Like at that moment, he would have pretty much done almost anything and everything for Rowena to have like the safety and closure, which would like have been to like kill Royna or get Atticus out of the picture, as much as it would have just put a target on his back from Helia. And frankly, I think he might have like had to kill Helia too, but that's besides the point.
I do know who
it's
made Big
tough.
Pharma.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah, Vincent and
Big Pharma?
Rowena. Yeah, Vincent and Rowena had like a very weird relationship where like they started out as like enemies in the beginning, which is something that me and Laz did talk about. And then from there they developed into like, hey bestie, and then they were just like, what the fuck are you doing? To I can't believe who you are right now to hey bestie again.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Large amount of whiplash.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Sorry, I
Helia.
just live for the whimsy.
Helia made
No,
Big Pharma. There was a question earlier. Where was it?
I have to mention just there's like the Vincent and Rowena thing. From my perspective, that was the wildest shift because from my perspective, it's Vincent being like, grr, I'm gonna kill Rowena, grr.
I'm gonna end her
Kind of
life.
Nothing.
Yeah.
To like a kind of nothing, and then I get a missive from Rowena. Hey, mind if I go into like Mayron's library? This guy's like, okay, what for? Nothing in
no.
response. I'll go check in there, and I find Vincent, and Skylar just goes, "They're working together. What?"
It's so like Vincent's so like, fuck Rowena, I fucking hate her. Rah, 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 rah.
Yeah,
and
like,
then
Skylar was.
Rowena's like, yeah, okay, sit the fuck down. And then he's like,
It was.
fuck you, and
It
walks
was
away.
A few months before that. It was a few months before that Skylar was literally like holding Vincent down, back though, holding Vincent back from like going like murder. It's like, okay, yeah, no, she's
Yeah.
I get it. She's annoying to me too, but like murder's gonna get you in trouble, buddy.
No.
Oh, they're friends now? Okay, interesting. What happened there?
What? She needed a book. That's all I said.
I saw
She
a
needed
question
book.
about if Ophelia was a goblin, how would she like act, or like how would she be? The exact same. It would just be for her benefit instead of everybody else's. Because a lot of people thought she was one with how close she was with everybody and she was making connections, and I was like, yeah, if she was a goblin or suddenly one, that she's got it in. Like, she's got kind of a bunch of people's backs, and that could easily have a knife shoved into it. As for the we can delve into it a little bit briefly though, and Dot can talk about this. We were actually trying to get to this thread at the end. I feel like I can talk about the Warden touch stuff maybe.
Yeah,
Ooh,
100%.
yes.
I would.
Ooh.
We came up with this thing where and anyone could be, if anyone wanted to join in on it, but it was originally why Ophelia was drawn to Zeroth in the first place, was she was Warden touched, which means that somewhere along her lineage or something, because of different reasons, each person could have a different reason on why they were Warden touched. Hers was because she was a part of the Nightshade family, and it just happened. Her Warden touch abilities got activated when she wielded Pyra's sword for the first time, and then every time after that, Skulk had a negative effect on her, which fed into more power for Zeroth. this is something Fang and I came up with, basically because she was like, a little bit at first it was like the chosen one, of like, after centuries and centuries and centuries, she was finally going to be the one to like help him find his heart and also be the one to put it back for him. So him and I came up with this thing of like, their connection was so strong because of like her being the chosen one. Other people, the only other person that I knew that was involved with it was Kano, which is why Olivier was so drawn to the heart, and like why they like Ophelia and Olivier would have such like similar experiences. But they had, in the end, they had different uses almost for Zeroth. Like, Ophelia couldn't be in the deeper dark without having like immense like sensory deprivation. So Olivier ended up being an additional puzzle piece that had to come into play to be able to find it, and then Ophelia was the one to put it back. It was just the fact that she was trying to put it back in a way that wasn't detrimental, but it didn't matter because when you're dealing with dark magic, there's gonna be consequences, and I'm a sucker for consequences. I don't know if Lucette was Warden touched. I don't know if that's something that Fang and her went on, or if it was just genuinely that they really liked each other in the end. But
the plot twist I gave you.
yeah,
was...
this motherfucker shows up at the apothecary and is like, yeah, I have skulk growing on me, and I'm like, okay, oh, that's not good.
Why?
How? Why? Oh, because I touched this soul shard, or the soul crystal, and I'm like, is it tingly? And then you improv'd, yes. And
Yes.
Dino did the same fucking thing. Dino, I was like, here you go. Like, here's this item. Do you feel a tingle? And Dino was like actually like was like, ah, fuck, like it burned them. And I was like, how do you guys know about this? and so then, but that's the lovely thing about improv, and that's the amazing thing about collaborating, is that I could then prompt these two, hey, this is actually a thing. I know you didn't know it was a thing. If you want to delve into it, this storyline is here for you. They ended up not, which is fine, but it was there, and it was more of a lines where like, not a hive mind, but like, the stronger Zeroth got, the more he could like influence people. He could read their emotions. He could inflict like an almost like a yes sir kind of mentality.
That's
not
really ironic.
it's not with his ending, yes. But it was more of like I don't want to fucking do this for you, and then goes and does it anyway. It was almost like you were not in control of like a compulsion almost. Kind of like a sired situation. Yeah, there was a huge shift when he got his heart back as well. Because he wasn't Balefire anymore. He didn't have the love that Balefire did. He was like fully Zeroth. But Dot was also in on it because of Warden stuff.
So a lot of the way that I tried to kind of play Lenora was very challenging to Zeroth from like day one. Like we butted heads. There was no like bow to him kind of vibes like her mother.
Oh yeah,
had.
Ollie almost
And
got
it's
in on it too.
because the way that I was hoping that it would come out, it didn't ever really get the chance to like come out that way, was that Lenora was supposed to be the exact like Zeroth's own personal like enemy. Like she was not susceptible to being Warden touched. She was not ever going to be. Like there was a reason that she had like blonde hair and like really light colored skin where her family did not. Like she just was supposed to be this like big opposition that was always meant to be a roadblock to that, which is why she did never have like skulky properties like Arlo did, which is why she didn't succumb more like Olivier did. And I think it's a lot of the reason why when Ophelia became human and kind of lost her draw to Zeroth, it reinforced how much Ophelia and Lenora gravitated around each other.
Mm-hmm.
Was because it was taking something that was dark and replacing it with something that was light.
They had such a beautiful bond.
Oh,
I love them. They were like, what's the saying? They were the something from the same tree. What's that saying? Vine from the same tree or whatever. They
Like-
grew parallelly. They grew parallel to each other, and they were so similar, but they were just different.
I think I don't know. I think there was a scary moment there at the end where Lenora really had to consider how much trust to put in Ophelia. And I think because of like, and it was absolutely a character bleed moment because of how much like I adore Mads. It was one of those that like, she's batshit crazy right now, and I need to just let her be batshit crazy because if something happens to her right now, I'm gonna lose my own shit. So I just have to be quiet and let the weird shit happen.
But yeah, so I don't know if Kano wants to, like lore dump if he wants. But basically, Ophelia's awakening was the sword. Olivier had a bit of a different awakening for his own character, and anyone who could or wanted to get in on the Warden Touch stuff could have their own reasons. Like I think like Dino was debating on it, and they were like weighing if they wanted to like fall into that storyline, and they were talking about how like with like fungal mages and potentially someone in their like mom's side could have like been involved with like not Zeroth, but like something in Zeroth's back, like in his history or whatever, and like that could have connected it. You can correct me if I'm wrong, Dino.
I'm not gonna lie. I would have
was
done
long
the
ago.
Warden Touch stuff, but yeah, I honestly kind of forgot that I was even going for that because Kyron got wrapped up in so many other things, and eventually, I guess I just got the confidence to like do my own thing instead of like semi-pre-existing. Not to say that it's bad if joining on a lore, but that's what I always did. I never like did my own lore, so I guess I just said fuck it, send it.
Who's your favorite goblin, guys?
Roynar.
Kiss.
Chris Stark.
No, Nixie. Nixie, I'm changing my answer to Nixie. Nixie all the way, actually.
Myself.
I have such big love for Atticus, but I kind of have to go with Roynar. Like there was some crazy crash out from Bogey as he was like trying to navigate being in a like unsuitable host body and like this massive guilt that he was kind of dealing with, and like all of these things that he was kind of not necessarily like being forced to, because like it's not like he had like a hand tied behind his back or whatever, but like he felt like he was being forced into to like balance those that he loved. And I don't know, Roynar, watching Bogey from day one to finale, there was just wild growth and
That's true.
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I think
Amazing.
especially for like
Fantastic.
I
one
was
of
a
his.
goblin for so long and no one ever knew.
Ew. Actually,
I said, Lucario, you're a goblin, and you were like, no.
Yeah, that was sarcasm. There's no way you knew.
everybody's favorite goblin was Vincent. Let's be honest.
I think I know where
Yeah.
you were going with that, Laz, of like, this was K Boogie's first SMP ever.
Or like on the sense of
Holy
like
moly.
RP, realistically.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, that's even crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bogey
I love
did
Boogie.
phenomenal.
Boogie,
Yeah.
I love you.
I love it when people just come out of the box and fucking surprise me. Like a couple of people who have just come out of the box and surprised me so far within these projects has been K Boogie, has been Holden, and then has also been
yes.
yeah, and then has also been they're not here right now. Shit. I was thinking of someone and then I forgot about them. But it's been K Boogie, it's been Holden, and then it's been
Was it Danny? Maybe?
Oh no, Lucario. It was Lucario from
Oh.
yeah, Lucario.
Mine's Danny. I didn't know Danny before this, and they like
Oh my gosh, Charity.
blew me out of the water. I also, to add on to like the Holden thing, not to like gas him up or anything, you know, he's not sitting right there, but season 1, I never fucking saw this man. I don't think I saw him on the server once as Morrigan, but he had the most compelling fucking story that he was solo acting on his own. He was doing his entirely own storyline, and it was so interesting, and I was so excited to see what he was going to do for season 2. And I loved that you guys got to like fall into a romance, and that like he got to show that side of it. And just, I am in awe of like how Holden can like share and like express his anger. Like you feel it, like you know he's fucking angry, and I props.
Dude, when Zach
He just
had that
giggles.
shift in
What were you saying,
Dude, I
Crocs?
got to crash out that night, so I had fun.
Yes.
Dude, when you started crashing out, when you started like biting back at my character, some of the best freaking moments.
Yeah.
And then everyone coming at him after the whole the charity part too. God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm very happy that Holden got an opportunity to actually play a character and be involved in lore and show what he can do, because I know that he can do that, but it's because me and Holden have so many talks like OOC about Rowena and Zach and about what life was gonna be like for them, and I don't know, I just feel like it's great that like Holden got his flowers this season.
Yeah.
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 I will say my favorite goblin was Atticus.
Yeah, but we all know Ovek. Ovek's gonna do good no matter where you
Yeah.
put him.
For
No,
real.
but
I love
but here's the
Ovek.
thing. Actually, I only parasocially knew Ovek. Ovek and I literally, like, what? I only knew
It's just the
him.
wording.
I only knew him through Twitch. He had like parasocially. I would raid him and we would talk for a second, and then he would raid me and we would talk for a second, and I knew of him, but I never delved into his content. And then when you guys were like, yeah, we're friends with him, we would love to have him, he's great, he wanted to join season 1 and stuff like that, he joined, he blew me out of the fucking water. If I had to say anyone in this entire SMP that I look up to more in regards to acting and skill, in regards to like character separation, and character separation, secret keeping, and scheming, he holds the fucking candle. I am like,
Absolutely.
I look up to
Yes.
Ovek so much. He did such a fucking good job as Atticus, and I'm so excited.
Also, I saying I cannot create a happy romance ending, not my fault.
Well, are you sure about?
Well, no,
It's
I made it
something-
worse, 100%, but I
something
have
to
no
work
control.
We are
I
Ovek.
have no-
Don't start Drift.
We are Ovek.
Did we tell
are
them of how
Ovek.
much I complained before you guys found out I got Goblin?
Oh my god, I'm quick vent. Lucario would like, we have a safe space for Lucario. People can vent about their frustrations in regards to character decisions and things like that, where he can get out his frustration. For so long, he was talking and he was like, the goblins aren't doing anything. I feel like so bored when I get on the server. I feel like I'm not going anywhere with my character. Blah 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 blah. Knoxfall Night, this motherfucker was a goblin. I added him.
Yeah.
I added him in our Discord, and I was like, "You son of a bitch." Lucario.
And he made
when
me
she-
think I was the dumb one.
Yes, yes. So props to Lucario, because, and this is like by no means like a shot at Lucario or anything, but like he is a fucking yapper. Lucario is a chronic yapper, and the fact that he was able to keep a secret that he was a goblin, I was like, props to you, fucking claps,
Dude,
claps all
the
around.
Fact that he was,
Yes.
the fact that he was able to keep it from me and Mads specifically.
Yeah.
that little motherfucker. Like,
I tuned into his stream and I was like, why are you sitting with Atticus? Why are you why? What are we doing? Hold on. Wait a minute.
If you're there and he's there.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
It was like,
and it was right after Arlo died too, and he was like, yes, I'll get a voidling to check. I'll do anything that you need, Ophelia. You just let me know. And this motherfucker's at the fucking Knoxville meeting.
when it was decided that Kristoff was gonna be crowned, as a joke, I was like, man, imagine if you were a goblin.
So, this is another thing. Are you okay with me speaking about the potential relationship that we were working on that we never quite got to, Lucario?
Oh my god.
Okay. So, Lucario had come to kind of me and Laz as like a joint mind for this, and was proposing potentially trying to work into the lore another relationship between Chris Stark and Kali, Lucario and Devi. And this was before
months
Nox
ago.
Call.
Months ago.
Like this was, and it never got to a point where like Laz and I collectively could think of anything that would have helped that make sense for that to go off and
yeah, to like
become
force
a
them to
thing.
be arranged.
But freaking Chris Stark being an heir and getting ready to take the throne. Kali was also an heir. These little buttholes almost succeeded. Okay, they almost got the thrones. All because of Lucario being a little shit.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I don't.
We love you. We
Yeah,
love you so
before
much. You did
any-
so
before
fucking good at keeping the secret.
Yeah. For
Truly.
real. I'm so happy that when it was finally revealed, because by the way, none of us knew OOC.
Yeah. I've been
this
telling my
man was a
chat that like
goblin.
we have no idea who the goblins are.
Yeah.
We
We
did
really
not
had
pick
no
them.
idea. I'm so happy as soon as it was like finalized, like that I could then work with Lucario and be like, hey buddy, how you
Let's
doing?
do this.
Let's do this thing. Like, and if at any point you want, like, if at any point you think it's a good point to end Chris Stark's story, I have a backstory for you. Let's do this thing. And he was like, yeah, okay. And I was like, yes.
Yes.
You know my lying's good when I lied to Drift.
Yeah. What were you
I
saying,
had a whole
Laz?
moment with Ollie.
What were you saying, Laz, before?
Oh no, I was gonna backtrack even further because I like the mental games and puzzles of like figuring out who or like who done it type
Yeah.
scenario. My whiteboard behind me before erasure of actually like figuring it out and like the official
Oh yes.
like the stream had I think enough of a psychoanalyst like analysis of Fang and like who I guess like who would get picked
Yeah.
in the end, right? And then trying to like figure out the best potential like story plot of everything too. So I'm like, okay. And I think it got announced and I had about on my board finalized at least 5 out of the 6.
Yeah. We were watching separately and I remember I was watching and then I was like in a call I think with like Mandy and like maybe some, like a few other people here and like we were like in our Discord chat being like, Lucario, you fucking bitch, what the fuck, how did you lie to us? I get a message from Laz going, these motherfuckers, I almost had it, and he sends me that he had 5 of the 6 goblins figured out and he just was like trying to connect the dots in character and then he's watching the fucking Knoxville stream and he's like, I fucking knew it.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. Oh
Like,
god.
if we want to go on that note and tangent too, like the one person I didn't expect was Nixie.
Yeah.
No one did.
I expected Nixie.
What?
Okay, so this is something you only see in Skylar's POV. Nixie was so deeply sus. After Apollo died, Nixie immediately went to Skylar and was like, hey Skylar, I want you to teach me dark magic in secret. And Skylar was like, yeah, sure, we can just pretend you're a healing student because I teach people healing all the time. Then Skylar and Nixie, after the Vincent thing happened, Skylar for this season had a secret crime ring. And that was just stuff that I kept on the down. Actually, Vincent
That
was
was
part
so
of it.
good.
Vincent was part of Skylar's crime ring.
I knew about that
and-
out of character. Oh god.
And Nixie was actually the main member. The moment Skylar found out about the stuff about Mayor and from Amma was like, "Oh, Skylar, I told you this, but I can't go against any more orders. So you know how you promised me that like you'll keep no secrets before me? I want you to start keeping secrets. Do whatever you need." So Skylar's like, "Okay, time to make some criminal connections." But I've been saying, Skylar mostly left his life of crime behind him before that moment and only did stuff when he needed to. At that point, he was like, "Okay, we're back into crime," and he started making connections,
Criminal
figuring like
again.
out who was like good at keeping secrets, who was like going to be loyal to him, and Nixie was Skylar's biggest ally. They had like the thing of like, yeah, we're gonna keep each other's secrets, we're gonna help each other. Nixie was actually Skylar's alibi for breaking into the overworld castle. They like documented
What
that
the
they were having lessons.
Fuck.
And it's one of the reasons Skylar got through that interrogation just fine, because he knew that he covered his tracks so well that there was no way they'd ever have anything on him. And it was thanks to Nixie. So so I was like, yeah, no, Nixie's like being really secretive and like really, really into establishing connections with Skylar. Like, she really wanted to make sure that Skylar remained an ally. So out of character, I was like, interesting. Too bad Skylar doesn't actually care. So he went along with that just fine. And when he found out, oh, Nixie is a goblin, because he tricked that information out of Lucette, he just went to Nixie and was like, yeah, by the way, I know, but does like our alliance still stand? And can you get me like fire ruby armor, please?
A question for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Of all of the characters that drove you up a wall, like just widely drove everybody absolutely insane, was there ever one that you like could not bring yourself to be like harsh or crash out towards?
Oh.
Oh.
Are you asking like us, the player, or like what our
Just kind
character?
of everybody, like the player, your characters, whatever. I know that, for example, like Lenora, everybody struggled with Skylar to some degree, and Lenora was just like, I don't know, I kind of like the little dude.
Yeah. Ophelia was the same. Ophelia was just like, I've seen his true colors. He's faking that shit. I can see right through him. He's a softie.
So Skylar, to summarize, he wasn't nice, but he was actually really kind. You just needed to give him the chance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While you guys think of that, I can answer a different question really quickly. Who was that Hoppy hit while they were in the overworld castle? It was Atticus. And that I don't know.
Actually.
I don't know if I would love to hear about it, but I don't know if anyone caught it in my stream, but I'm pretty sure he was wearing the same outfit and he had his totem on his right arm. So when Ophelia was talking to him, she zoomed in on his arm and went, huh. Like she zoomed towards his totem, because why the fuck is your totem in your right hand? Like the person who was in Lenora's room. Because he's one of the only left-handed people in the entire SMP. And the silhouette of his outfit, and he was wearing his armored Eternium wings. And so she was like, you motherfucker. She's like, I'm pretty sure you were the one in Lenora's room. What's the lowdown?
That was about the time when Atticus started kind of reaching out to the overworld crown to kind of start to like arrange diplomacy stuff, and he wasn't actually taking anything. He was leaving something. He was looking for an item frame.
No way!
Yeah.
That's so funny that he was trying to leave a book of diplomacy and I fucking swung on him. The only time.
That's so much better.
The only time that Ophelia, other than the trial, has like actively swung her sword at another person was that moment.
Ophelia and Atticus beef went deep.
It did!
It was so good.
It almost fucking cost everybody's
There was a moment at the end where I had to kind of disconnect from everything because of it was all just batshit insane. Okay. So I had to kind of disconnect from everything, and I started thinking about it. And I do think that I told Ophelia this like before they said goodnight. I cannot imagine having all of these things ripped away from you and knowing that the people that you love are in positions of power, which puts huge targets on their back, and being able to trust anything that anybody says. Like I completely understand why Ophelia felt the way that she did. She's completely valid in everything that she did, thought. She was kind of a badass. I think I told her that too. Like the whole thing was so crazy and so completely valid when you put yourself in Ophelia's shoes.
I think I talked to both Dino and Laz about this, but the full circle moment that I wanted to mention that I talked about at the very beginning of this stream was Ophelia started out as the most loyal person to the crown. Her entire lineage has always served them, no matter what. The loyalty and the duty at the baseline ran so deep when it came to the Shriekling Court. And by the end of it, all of the people that she cared about the most were in positions of crowns. Her duty, and I kept saying it, her duty, and she had love for all of them, but her duty was to Lenora, her love was to Chiron, and her loyalty was to Vincent. All positions of power, all crowns, and if that was the through line that I was able to keep with Ophelia, was that she was loyal to the crown, I'm glad that it ended up being you guys, and that there was some consistency throughout it. And although she changed and her personality and her emotions and everything, her physicality down to like the baseline, her physicality changed. The one thing that didn't change was her loyalty to the crown. And the three people that she cares about the most were in those positions. And I was like,
I'm a cry.
ooh, that's such a good like full circle moment. Yeah, she transformed from day one.
It was kind of beautiful to watch Ophelia go from kind of this very soft, very feminine, very romantic, dutiful, wanting to make sure that her patients were treated and that there was a lot of put other people before her, to this character that like did have things stripped away from her that forced her to be strong in other ways, and she was able to kind of stand up and be stronger and be more like independent in a way, and she took on more leaderly qualities versus more dutiful qualities. And like I think her duty was there, but she also very much was able to stand on her own, and I think that was really cool to watch too. You did a really beautiful job with that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cry yet.
I really love the connection between Rowena and Ophelia, because we started out kind of like,
yes,
we started out kind of being like, or at least Rowena started out being fake towards you, because Rowena, by the way, did not go into the season planning a romance with anyone, but Rowena just found herself in a relationship with Zach.
Thank you for the membership.
And apparently Ophelia had a crush on Zach for a while after the war, and that was the thing that happened. And as soon as Ophelia found out that Rowena and Zach were together, like she immediately backed off. She was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." And then that moment that we had like in the Nether like fortress, like when we were talking at the ball, like the nether ball for the birthday party for the Laurenthia, like she basically was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, I'll stay away from him. And she was apologizing after every single fucking thing she said, and I picked up on that, and I was like, oh girl, no, we're not doing this today. And I was like, okay, like so Rowena saw that, she was like, oh no, not this, we can't have this happening, no girly, we need to fix this straight away. Like, have confidence in yourself, please.
We need to fix this.
Like, be confident, be on your own, like, do what you need to do, be a little selfish, like.
Yeah, which that was not gonna come quickly, the selfishness.
No.
I will say for chat, it wasn't a while, it was like she healed him, and like it wasn't that kind of situation where she's like, oh, I'm falling in love with my patient. It was like she helped him, and like immediately saw like the kindness in Zach and like the softness that he had, and she was like, wow, I really admire that. And then, you know, they got to talk and like bond on things. But then it was almost like, and I talked with you guys at the very beginning of the series about like how, like my chat, about how I wanted Ophelia to have a harem. So it kind of ended out, it kind of sort of started that way, where she was like, okay, there's Zach, who's like soft boy, but then there's like this new guy that's like kind of soft. She didn't know you on a deeper level. She's like, there's this like kind, dutiful, like strong, like hardworking dragonborn that is like, you know, like willing to protect and stand for what's right. Like that's how she kind of viewed you. And then like she had Zeroth, who like came in, or Balefire at the time, who came in and was like, she was slightly like becoming drawn to him, and was just like, oh, he's like way older, and like I don't know if I can be with him, he kind of gives off like bad boy energy, and I don't know if that's right for me. Like Zach is the safer option. And then they went to the flower festival, and it was beautiful, and it was nice, and it was just like, by the way, I'm with Rowena. And it was like, oh fuck. But Ophelia, being a selfless character, at least in the beginning, that's why she backed off, because she was like, I can't do this. I have to back off. Like, this is not, you know, he's not mine, and I am not going to step on any toes.
Can I answer Anthony's question real quick? So the question is, why did it take Kyron so long to admit his feelings for Ophelia?
I wonder why.
That's a whole...
Well, there's multiple. One, Balefire was in the way. Kyron was very much obsessed with like, or like at least telling themselves like, if she's happy, then I'm happy. That mindset of like, if she doesn't want to be with me, if she wants to be with someone else, I'll accept that because I care about her too much for her to be upset in a relationship. Like, if we're talking about like pre-SMP, Kyron didn't know if like they would make it out alive in the war, and Kyron even said this, like, it'd be really shitty if I told you I loved you and then I died 2 minutes later.
Oh.
So instead, they showed up every so often. We came up with it that they showed up for weekly deliveries to give potion ingredients to Oppie's dad and to Oppie so that they could make potions and heal people. And that Kyron would, you know, probably hang around a little bit longer than they should be when they're on duty. And they're just supposed to be doing a delivery. And they would, you know, sometimes when the Helio and Ophelia was able to have like a moment, like a dinner or something like that, like Kyron would be invited, and they got to hang out.
I think it's very funny that like, Mads, when you were making Ophelia and I was making Kyron, we wanted our characters to be connected, but like it was very loose, just like, oh, like I knew you because I would like liver pat like supplies and that, and like then like we like talked like what at the coronation, and I had no idea that it would turn out like
Yeah, there is a lot of like, like there was a lot of conversation that Dino had with me about conversations and what she wanted to do with Kyron, and I was very blunt with Dino. I was like, well, what the fuck do you want to do? Like, and Dino told me what they wanted, and I'm just like, then do that. Like, I can help you facilitate that if you need to, if you need that push. And so when Rowena and Kyron kind of had like that conversation where kind of was drawn between Mayrin and Ophelia, like we felt like Kyron needed a bit of a push, and like Rowena gave that push to Kyron. Just like a tiny little like nudge in the right direction.
I think Kyron was like Kyron just wanted Ophelia to be happy, and if that wasn't with Kyron, then Kyron would come to accept it at some point.
Oh, I loved getting like, not if it triggered you or upset you, I'm so sorry, but I loved that like thing of like, you just wanted her to be happy and you expressed that to her, and you were like, but if he ever hurts you, like, you know, if he ever fucks with you, I'm gonna kill him or whatever. And then we had a conversation where like, if he ever hurts you again, I'm gonna kill him. And like and then Ophelia got to like say that back to Kyron in yesterday, being like, you told me if he hurt me again, you would do this, and he killed Charity. So like, and it was more of like, oh, so what are we doing? Are you backing me or are you not?
I have to ask. Though it can come after. Just who were like, because you mentioned the harem thing. What were like, what characters was Ophelia looking at? You can answer that in a second. I'm just.
It was more of like a out of character. I had prompted to a lot of people of like, I want a harem. If you want a romance, go fucking nuts. She was very aloof because she was very naive in regards to dating, because she spent her entire life like being a bookworm, you know? So I can honestly say, and it was a fun thing for my chat as well to like ship Ophelia with like anyone that they saw fit. Progressively, if I can remember the timeline correctly, I think it went Fifi, Zach, Arlo, Zeroth, or Balefire at the time. People shipped Kyron and Oppie, Amma and Oppie, and then it kind of like people started going their separate ways. Like we didn't see characters so often on Ophelia's POV, and then it like, you know, spread out from there. And then like the more I interacted with Matt and Arlo, they were like, oh, you know what? I actually kind of see them more as like sibling vibes, like that. Like people kind of like spread out from there. And like the more her relationship with Zeroth got like solidified, that's when it kind of died off. But there was like a bunch of people who were like, they were kind to Ophelia, and she was kind to everyone. And it was one of those things that I really wanted to portray. Like I played the Sunshine character. I wanted to draw everyone in with the warmth and the care and the giving that she gives, to not only give her options, but also to create the harem so that there could be drama. And because last season, or season 1, I had so much political drama on my POV at being a princess that I was like, I want to be a commoner, I want to run my shop, and I want the main drama for my series, or for like this season, to come from romance. And then Pyra died, and I became High Sorceress. So then I got sucked into the political shit again, because now I was on the court. It's not your fault. This is pre-established before anybody knew, before the SMP even started. It was pre-established. But I wanted my main drama to come from relationships, and it did in the beginning, which was a good like stepping stone. But yeah, and then it kind of just dwindled down to like Zeroth versus Kyron, and it was like a ship war kind of that was happening, and then I think there was like a brief moment in between the breakup with Zeroth and Kyron, and like I think people like maybe were like maybe Vincent, but then again it was a similar thing with Arlo where they were like, no, these guys bicker like they're siblings. it's you literally yesterday talking about the what did you say? You said you're like, what? I don't get a kiss or something like that, and I was like, what? And you're like, I'm going. I was like, okay, buddy, don't feed the fans.
Dude, the kiss on the cheek shocked me.
Oh,
That was so sweet.
I'm so happy. I wanted to make sure. I was like, look that way. I don't want it to seem with Minecraft characters that I'm trying to kiss Skylar. I just wanted it to be a kiss on the cheek. And then her walking away and being like, you're not the villain in my story.
Oh, it was so good. I want to make it clear. Skylar was never in any way actually interested in Ophelia, like romantically or anything. Skylar flirted with people to mock them.
Yeah. I think chat picked up on that after a few interactions with each other, that they had started to like roll their eyes, being like, oh my god, Skylar, go away, leave her alone. They were like, oh, not this fucking guy. Lovingly, of course. But like, they were like, stop with the flirts. She's with, like, they were like, a lot of people, like, they came up with like nicknames or whatever. They were like, she's with Balefire. What did you guys call him? Chalky or something like that?
Not Skulk Daddy, please.
I've seen it more than once.
I don't think it was Skulk Daddy. I think it was Skulk Dad. It was Skulk Dad.
Don't add the daddy part to it, I beg.
Oh my god.
Papa.
To bring relief to anyone who thought that Skylar was in any way pursuing Ophelia, he never was.
No, it was purely
never was.
The flirting, like, I always saw, like, the first true interaction that she had with Skylar was him letting down his walls and like showing an emotional side of him when it came to Winter. So Ophelia was able to clock his shit so fast that the flirting was a face. Yeah, so she every time
Ophelia at the start for that.
Yeah,
and that's why he went so hard with like putting up his act, because he hated that Ophelia's first interaction with him was seeing him at a vulnerable moment.
Yeah, so
and
she
could
knew
not let that sit.
Yeah, she knew from then going on that like the flirting, the cockiness, this is a mask. Why? Because she puts on a similar one. It's just a different color. And that color being, I'm fine. Selflessness. Because like she did have vulnerability. She had moments with Kyron where she was like, I don't know if I should be going down the path of my parents or what's going on. Like she was like going through grief because of Pyra. But like her mask was, everyone else's problems are more important than mine. And that's the way that it needs to be. So she knew, she clocked Skylar's shit of like, this motherfucker is projecting. He is not actually like that. And I know that he has a vulnerable side. And I think a similar thing kind of happened with Vincent a little bit as well. So I'm very happy with like the dynamics and how things have like grown and things. But I think we got so off topic because I know a while ago Dot asked us what character we couldn't get mad at, and I don't know if a lot of us answered.
Everyone instead said who they could get mad at.
Skylar.
Skylar. Look, I live for it. I went into this SMP with like, people warned me because I was like, I'm gonna play an asshole, and people pulled me aside. I was like, Froggy, are you sure about that? I'm like, watch me.
Yeah.
You did it well, though.
Yeah. I loved how the first interaction Rowena had with Skylar was Skylar calling her a bitch. And then the next two interactions was Skylar flirting with Rowena sober, Skylar flirting with Rowena drunk. And then just after that, he hates her.
You killed Froggy.
No, you killed Froggy.
I can't believe this.
So this is kind of a call out to like the chat right now. Everybody bringing up Aunt Marinara. So the funny thing is, okay, Fang, Mads, Drift, and I in one room together. Like it derails so quickly.
It's bad news. The yes and goes so far.
The ADHD is very prominent
Yes.
in all of us.
My answer to your question that I don't think myself or even Ophelia could bring to be mad or crash out at is Reyna.
Oh,
I-
I can see that.
True.
I don't think I could
Yeah.
ever, even if it's acting, I don't think I could ever scream at Kate and not feel like a piece of fucking shit afterwards.
Yeah.
Kate
Yeah.
is
I
so
felt-
sweet. L.
I
Kate,
break up with their character.
Kate is so unbelievably sweet and caring and giving, and she played a similar character to herself in that regard. So if I ever had to like yell at her in character, I would feel so bad afterwards.
Yeah, there were a couple times. That's the same thing with Rowena. Rowena and Reyna had like kind of like a sisterly bond. We were supposed to see that way more if someone didn't die in the beginning of the series. Kano. But they had a sisterly bond, and there were some times where Rowena had to be like strict with her, but she was like, I can never yell at her. I can never do this. I don't want to yell at you. Like, there were a couple times where I could, but I just can't do it.
Yeah, me and Kate were like, we talked about it a little bit, but like Reyna and Kyron were like childhood best friends who like went into the city together and like did like illegal things, but like they're kids, so they're having fun. And like, I agree that like Kyron would never yell at Reyna, which it can at the very beginning, like Reyna yelling at the High Lady, and then Reyna getting disciplined, and then Kyron going to Larenthia, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Kyron can never be mad at Reyna. I could never be mad at Kate.
Seth, I know, felt so fucking guilty after that. He
no
immediately
one
was
beat me
like,
up when I
I'm
broke
so
up with him."
sorry, Kate. Oh.
The
one
fact
was
that
safe
no one
from
came
me.
for Chris Stark's ass when he broke up with Thane.
What do you
If
mean?
Kane was alive, he would have. Don't worry.
Oh,
I
you mean like
wish.
to beat your ass? I was like,
Yeah,
what
no
do-
one did.
I was like, what do you mean? But I get it.
Would it be a
Absolutely.
valid answer to say that Kyron would also never be mad at Ophelia?
I think that's just
I
biased.
have,
Wait,
I have
what?
another question.
What was your thing, Dino? Sorry.
Oh, I said, would it be a shitty answer if like, of saying that Kyron would never hate Ophelia?
Oh no, I don't think so. I do like the Kano's comment of Ophelia and Kane would not have gotten along, and that would have been such a good dynamic to follow. However, it would have been a repeat of season 1, but you know, whatever. What's your question, Dot?
Oh, shoot, it was on the top of my head.
Sorry.
Oh, is there
Hi,
as your
Kate.
character, as we like have watched other people's characters, is there anybody that you wish you would have gotten to interact with more?
Literally anybody in the Nether.
That's the
I
same
don't know. Yeah, no, the
answer.
Nether for a lot of Enderians is probably the thing.
Yeah, there definitely was
Yeah.
a divide between the End and the Nether.
Yeah. I wish I got to interact. Well, my number one is Kane, but he died, so like that's the reason why I couldn't interact with him. My other one, honestly, that I could interact with more, I think it would be a draw between Fifi, just because I love Lizzie. Me and Lizzie are like tied. I love her so much, and we played Wives last season. It was very weird not interacting with her this season. And then also, I really wish I could have interacted more with K Boogie, honestly.
I was gonna say I'm gonna say Madison, because
Mm,
not only in season 1 we were on opposing sides, but in this season, like, we didn't really get to like explore any type of like common narrative in regards to like, I don't know, like, she's not a potion maker by any means, but she was like, she had the bar, and like I thought, you know, like, before becoming like part of the royal court, I was like, oh, again, to repeat, I'm gonna be a commoner. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna have my shop, and that would give me the chance to then interact with all the people that I didn't get to interact with in season 1. And then I never got to interact with her except for like the time that she was in danger. And I was like, damn. But I know like Madison's like a phenomenal actor, so.
That's kind of the same with me and Chris Dark, and yeah, I wish they interacted more.
I think that's. Go ahead.
Okay, I think like a real answer though. I think Zach and Ollie, because like Zach was in the Spellbound Order, but like we never really properly interacted like for real. And then with Ollie, it's just there was no real opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
They were both like really interesting characters. With Zach, like there was the whole like magical element with him, and then with Ollie, I'm gonna be honest, I'm just curious. I had like a day
I completely agree,
where
Kano.
I did interact with him once, and I was like, shit, you're interesting. Oh, I hate that. I hate there were more. This is a general thing that I hated when playing Skylar. I would be so curious about characters. I would be so curious about what they're going through. And Skylar didn't give a shit.
Damn. I think I remember you talking to me about that at work, of being like, where you were like, I want to dive into people's stories. I want to care for them, but I can't because Skylar's an asshole.
Yeah, I want to honestly like circle back on Madison, because she, I don't know, I guess in the sense of like caricature, it would be like, it takes one to know one in a way. And like Vincent catching Enya like sticking so like just so subtly behind at the old winery was like, what are you looking for in there? But I think that was also at the time like she didn't officially have the spy master role too.
We held off on giving people the spy master role because we didn't want people to like potentially catch a glimpse and be like, oh. But yeah, I thought her character was like so interesting, and I love how her and Lauren were able to like play it off and genuinely keep it a secret for like the whole thing.
I am kind of like in that spot where Madison is like one of my best friends. Like we spend so much time together out of character, and we talk so much about like the things that we're going through. And then to see that Nora and Enya like talked twice, maybe, like I struggled to not flock to her every time there was an availability. And I think a lot of that was just not wanting to repeat season 1 storylines where we are so close and are so drawn into each other and are kind of each other's comfort person. Aside from Enya, though, I think if I got the opportunity to interact with somebody more than I did, it probably would have been like the Olivier character. I liked Athena more so than Apollo, but I didn't really get to interact with Athena that much. Maybe Rexaris as a whole, because like I was very close with Larenthia, but like Rexaris and I kind of always had that like, you almost married my girlfriend kind of vibe.
Well,
You almost forced a marriage with my girlfriend.
I like how I was going to bunt in. I'm like, maybe the high vessel. I'm like,
ooh.
It was so hard not to want to hang out with Vincent, because us like going through like the beginning stages of planning season 2 and like talking and watching me build like the church and things like that, like we're close.
I know you wanted something, and then we could never really get anything.
It's because Vincent was a terrorist.
Look, he wasn't a terrorist, he was a trained weapon.
Oh my god. That enacted at his own volition. That is terrorism. Yeah.
It's safety for the end. Safety for the end, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. I try to be a menace to society. I'm not gonna lie.
You
Yeah,
succeeded.
and you succeeded.
Good. I'd like to believe that I did succeed after the fact.
There was a reason Kyron was the target. I don't know if you want to talk about it, Dino.
Oh, like the actual like character reason. I thought you meant like OOC.
Is there a reason specifically why Kyron was the character Marin targeted to kill out of character, or was it just pure improv?
Oh, I answered it in chat, but I'll say it again.
Oh,
Basically,
sorry.
no, it's okay. No, it's okay. Me and Maddie connected lore, and we didn't really know what to do. So, actually, no, we wanted to do an enemies to lovers. So so we're like, oh, like, you can try to kill me. So it wasn't the fight itself was improv, but like, we knew that we wanted to do an enemies to lovers thing, or try to at least. It was kind of improv, but also kind of like we were leaning towards that.
I need to preface this with me and Maddie did not communicate about this like out of character at all. Fun fact, Skylar's enemies to lovers with Amma starts with Skylar trying to kill Amma.
That's
iconic. My. The parallels are there.
Yeah. It's what she mentions at the beginning of the wedding.
Yeah.
She mentions at the wedding something about like, yeah, to think that like, you know, in the past all I wanted was like to die by your hand, because that was like the kind of twist of it. The reason Skylar had an opportunity was because Amma let him, and he eventually clocked on, hold on, you're giving me too many opportunities to do this, what's your game?
Yeah. I love that. I love them.
But yeah, no, what the hell? So, it kept
crazy.
You have the fake relationship that turns into feelings. You have the enemies to lovers. You have like try to kill your love interest. What the hell?
Oh, I was just about to ask that, Dot. The Dot answered it in chat, but what inspired you to pick your character name? And it's okay if it's just like, you know, generic. I can talk. So I picked Flower Spirit. I wanted to be a Flower Spirit because I thought that I could do an interesting take on it. Because when you think of Flower Spirit, you think, oh, girly and pretty and fun and all this. And I wanted to do something where it was like almost like a, I guess, I don't know if I'm using the right word, but like an onomatopoeia to itself thing of like, oh, you have this dark lineage. You have this dark, like, design. But then the character is like a ball of sunshine. Like, she has her trauma and she has things going on, but you have this like, oh, the Nightshade family. They were always knights or spy masters or assassins or like things like that. And then you have Ophelia, who's just like a silly little healer because like her dad like was not necessarily from like another family, but like he grew up differently and he was like that kind of person. And so like it's a nice like, or juxtaposition, I think, not an onomatopoeia. Juxtaposition is what I was trying to say. But like, so when you look at her, you go, oh, and then she opens her mouth and you're like, oh. So that was kind of like when I was creating her, I was like, okay, I want this character. And then I was like, okay, what kind of, this is gonna sound so fucking stupid, okay? I'm gonna try not go on a long-winded story. I live in Southern Ontario. We have nightshade grow regularly around our area. I had a vine of nightshade growing up the side of my house and on my window, and I didn't know what this plant was or if it was a weed and if I should pull it. And so I did the Google thing where like you can take a picture of the thing on your phone and it tells you like what it might, like it AI like tells you what it is or whatever. And it told me that it was nightshade. And I was like, oh, interesting. And I like looked up nightshade and I was like, oh, it's poisonous. Okay, I should probably get rid of it because I have cats in my area. Fast forward to season 2, I find this character design I like the idea of the juxtaposition, and I go, huh, nightshade, something that is poisonous, but only in large amounts, or to smaller things, which could be such like an interesting like thread to pull, should I want to pull it. And then she's this like, actually she's this nice character because of the juxtaposition, but if you have too much of her, it could get bad. That's where it came. That's where Nightshade came from. Ophelia, I genuinely just wanted like a girly sounding name that didn't start with an M, because I had played Morrigan, because there was so many new people that I was like meeting that I was like, I'm gonna pick a character name that like inspires me, but also starts with an M, because then it's easy for people to be able to be like, oh, Morrigan, Mads. Okay, like, and you know, like connect the names when you're meeting like new people and they're playing. It's basically you're meeting two people for the first time. So I was like, oh, I can go with a different character name. And I kind of just like searched and found what I wanted. Dot had said, Lenora Knox is the name influenced by Edgar Allan Poe's Lenore? Did I say that right?
Lenore.
And the words noir and Nox both mean darkness.
Yeah, so mine is actually kind of a juxtaposition as well, and that kind of comes out in Arlo's nickname for Lenora. He called her Lux, which means light. And Lenore kind of goes along with like the theming of like honoring the deceased and kind of being a little bit more morbid. And so hers was a big play on like Shrieklings are supposed to be like this dark thing, but Lenora herself, though she has her like dark tendencies, was very sunshiny for the most part, even though there was a lot of like masking that happened with her.
Ollie was a play on Oliver Queen for the Green Arrow. Oh!
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh, I love that drift.
Skyla means scholar. Enceladus is the name of a moon, and there was a naming pattern that existed with the Spellbound Order's NPC characters that
That Froggy drafted completely by themselves, by the way.
Yeah, so there was a pattern where the Spellbound Order character surnames were references to different space objects. So that's Agni Andromeda, because Agni wasn't initially Fang's character. I made Agni, and then Fang went, "Can I be Agni? let me take this. That character's mine now. Thank you."
Because he needed to think of things that like his past lives. He needed to like know the pattern of like where he was recently.
That was perfect. I loved that. I will, however, say when it was first mentioned to me out of character that like Zeroth killed Winter, I didn't know that. In character, when it was mentioned, I already knew. But it was something that like I didn't know. I was like, huh. Which, by the way, like I'm like, I love being surprised with things, and I've made that clear. So just to be clear on that. But yeah, then names. But then Skylar and Arma going for Opal, it was a mix of their other surnames. So Arma's surname pattern was like with Zircon, we wanted to keep to like stones, and Opal is a stone that can actually be like found quite easily in space. So that's a fun little connection on them, and that's why they went with that name.
Oh yeah.
Cute.
Rowena Graves is a name that I picked because Rowena was actually supposed to have a different name. Rowena was supposed to be Rowan. And I had Rowan picked out for a name for her, Rowan Graves. And then I was like, but with the character design for Rowena, when I was given the Voidling origin, I was like, oh, this is a very like girly, very like upkept, like neat character. She's very prissy. She's very, just like Rowan doesn't. I don't feel like Rowan fits that. Honestly, I feel like Rowan is more of like a tough kind of name. And then I was like, and then one of my favorite characters in a show called Supernatural is
What?
Rowena.
What?
So I picked Rowena for her name. It was still like what along the lines of what I wanted to go with for her, and so it was like Rowena, and I was like, that's better, and I like it, and it fits the character. And honestly, Rowena from Supernatural and then Rowena, the character I played, very similar people, so it worked out very well for me, and that's why I picked it. Graves doesn't have like a reason. I needed a last name, and I was like, what is something that's like more modern-ish that I could go with? What is something that is going to be like a little like short and sweet, like, oh, Rowena Graves, like that's fine, like I'll go with that. That's good, I like that. So that's why I went with that last name. Also, the end, if you didn't know, it was supposed to be based off of a city in Genshin Impact on Inazuma. I personally didn't feel comfortable picking a Japanese styled name for me, a woman who was not Japanese. So I went with something very American, because I didn't want to pick something that was Japanese and fuck up the pronunciation, because I messed up so many people's like Kisaragi and Amaterasu. Like I fuck up pronunciations all the time. I didn't want to do that and fuck up my own character name.
I think that's mainly more the reason that I led with something that was a little bit more understanding for like a first name, which is why it's like, just call me Vincent. Like, I don't give a fuck. But like, even then too, if you want to go like pre-SMP, I was brought the idea of Shriekling. I'm like, oh my god, I have something. And like, I think this was the first time like I began talking to anybody, because I just felt more, I guess, connected to Dot besides like the people that I knew.
Yeah.
So Dot got like a whole lot of my pre-planning and like everything in
Pages
regard.
and pages.
That would have been a crazy character.
It would have been a crazy character. TLDR, it was going to be like a caged eldritch horror. Anyway,
We love horror
Legit.
in this house.
We love horror. No,
Yay.
no, it would have been so good, because it could have just been like something in the background
Vincenzo.
of everything, right? But like not necessarily there. It would be so cool to have like come in so much later to hear like a growl or like the sonic shriek from the deeper dark.
Oh. Or
It
even
would've
just the
been
Deep
good.
Dark, where like the city was, like, like Pyra was like building her house down there, and like
No, I wouldn't have been there. I would have been in the deeper dark.
Yeah.
it would have been so
Like,
cool if you were in the Deep Dark though, because like Oppie went down there with Pyra a lot, and like she's already terrified of that, and so she just heard like a like she'd be like, what the fuck? Like just like run the hell out of there.
There was this like little bit of a headcanon that happened, that this weird eldritch terror was like kept in a cage sort of situation, and to just like come up on like, hey, I'm Lenora Knox, I have this caged eldritch terror in my hometown, do you want to go meet him?
If you're mean to me, I'll sick him on you.
Yeah, no, for real though. Like the original character concept was otherworldly, and there are parts of me that's really glad that it didn't go that way, but there are parts of me that really like would have loved to see that.
God, I was almost half tempted to get like texture pack designers to turn everything into all black, so I could only see outlines of like objects.
Ooh.
Commitment.
Because technically the character would have no eyes, would have wore a blindfold. Realistically, if you had to be out in public,
Just
and
be a
was
voidling.
and
my
would have
God.
been very reminiscent of like James McAvoy's Split, which I then carried over into Vincent.
Oh, is that where that started from? The like
Pretty much, Yeah.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
But if we're going on like name basis, if you really like follow the the fandom page or like the wiki, you would see his birthday is on Valentine's Day.
Oh.
And then you have
Oh, yeah,
Vincent,
you
and then
told me
Kisaragi means
that.
February, right? So Kisaragi means February in Japanese. And for our Final Fantasy fans, the overall like design was an inversed Vincent Valentine.
Because of the way that the surnames happened in the end, I ended up headcanoning that it was a regional thing. Like, just dialect-wise and stuff like that. And that's why when we established the backstory of us being childhood playmates, I decided to go for like a more Japanese surname as well to like establish that and in this region those surnames are more common.
Yeah, I don't know, like there are parts of me that like wish that got Shriekling, like deep down, just for that, and I would have no ties to anything and would get to have my permanent jail POV.
You chose to be there. You chose to be there. I gave you the option.
No, like just having that experience solo in the deeper dark, and that could have actually played more onto the full like Warden touched like everything.
Yeah.
And could have just been like another rampaging beast that could have like aided Fang if he knew, and then B like help the overworld if like brought on. And like I don't think I brought it up. I'm like, oh, what if this character was siblings to a degree with Lenora? But
yeah,
Dude,
Jason.
that would have been cool.
That would have been crazy. I had way more for that character than I did Vincent, which is why he was just like this. I wouldn't say necessarily like free floating individual, but like
I think you got there though with Vincent's story. Like you got some background eventually out of it.
Eventually, it was like not the way that I wanted to bring it to light. Like even then too, my editing tactic when I was just having my VODs and whatnot was to turn it into a Monogatari. And then things would have been spliced and edited into different time frames in one episode. And then
That
people
would've
would
been
have to like tie everything together. And like I still have the time to do it, but with the first 3 like streams that I've done with Vincent, it doesn't really make sense to change the full-on editing style to make it more story progressive. And even then there was like things that got lost due to Helen's death, and I couldn't progress on that, which was unfortunate, and I should have done it like far sooner, and I didn't really have the time to build it again, so I'm like
I agree with Kano. Like it's good to have like a basis of where you're wanting it to go, and you can in your own time you can help navigate it down that way. But there are so many different factors within improv that like unfortunately and unfortunately might derail that and cause other things to happen. I'm glad that we did get Vincent's story though.
Yeah.
Even if it was
I almost wasn't a fungal mage. Banshee was my first.
oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted Banshee because I was beta testing Banshee, and then like for kicks I was like, oh, let me just try out a fungal mage, and I was.
You're sold.
Never mind.
So, to some degree, I kind of feel like the Shriekling origin was kind of handpicked for me, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But I actually, once I saw the other overworld origins, when I saw Flower Spirit, I kind of fell in love with it. So there is a possibility that had I gone that direction, we would have seen a very, very different overworld.
Yeah, true. Different princess, different
Mm-hmm.
ties and connections and stuff. We are at like the 2-hour 15 mark. So if there's any like quick last minute questions that you guys have, let us know, ask us. But otherwise, we'll probably wrap up. You guys can always ask us stuff in the fan Discord, and I will say, Mark, one of my Discord mods, has informed me that my Discord server is almost at 500 members. Wah! So I am going to drop the link to my Discord if you want to join. By all means, we talk more Princess SMP in there. And a bunch of other stuff. And
Even though it's over, it's never over.
It's never over. I
It's
also
never
do
over.
crazy, guys. I also stream other things when I'm
What?
not.
When?
When are we streaming Pico
What?
Park again?
Oh God.
Never.
Oh, pick up part.
When are we finishing Splitfish?
If you guys soon, if you guys want
We're gonna do
to
Pick Up Part 2 then.
join my Discord, you can. It will be there. How did you decide
gotta
who
play
was
the
going to be a
Properties
royal?
of Blackout Bingo.
For the first season, and I don't want to speak too heavily on it because it wasn't Maddie is the owner of it, and like she was the one who came up with the idea in the first place. She reached out to me and she was like, I have this idea for an SMP and like to do like princesses or whatever. And then she was like, this is what I have. So fun fact, guys, I was the first ever person to see a PowerPoint. And
What?
so yeah, so I got pitched the idea and I was like, fuck yes. And so I came up with Morgan, and then we started like filling the other spots, and then we got to meet a bunch of people. And then Doc can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure like Maddie wasn't sure if she wanted to do a season 2 or if she wanted to just like let what happened happen and like let it be like a standalone thing. And so, but then I think it was Virus and Tyga who ended up pitching an End Kingdom to Maddie, and it like sparked this like insane inspiration. And I don't remember if you, Dot, had mentioned like being like it would be really cool to be like a princess of like a warden type origin. And so I think it kind of like devolved from there, where like you have like season 2, we do 3 kingdoms, they're of the realms, there's no like mixing between, you know, like how the overworld had multiple and the nether only had one and the end had nothing. It was like every realm has their princess. These are like, this is the end kingdom, this is the overworld, and then we'll have the nether. And it kind of just like divulged from there. And then I know Lauren expressed if we were to do a season 2 that she was like, I really want to be a princess, like I would. And we like, Maddie loves and trusts Lauren, and so that was kind of how like the third princess kind of got pulled in. She got pulled in, and then so you had the 3 princesses, and then it expanded from there, and like what origins were to do, what the amount and stuff like that was. Fun fact, I almost turned down my PSMP invite to season 1. That's true, because in season 1 I got to pick my court, and I was reaching out to people that I knew, and I reached out to Lizzie and was like, do you want to be a princess? And she was like, I don't know if I can commit to that like time, like the time to do that. I was like, okay, well, do you want to be a part of my court? Do you want to be like an heir? And she was like, an heir I could probably do. And then she came on, and now like I feel like Lizzie's a huge part of princess.
Yes,
So
there's a lot of convincing there on my end to get Lizzie.
Get the fuck in here.
From what I recall, Drift was actually contacted and offered the original Winter Royal part, and he turned them down at first. So he came back after Arc 2. We almost didn't have Lorelia, guys.
I'm only in PSMP because of 3 people. Mandy, Matt, and Lizzie. I didn't, because I'm not like a
Same.
big content creator, so I wasn't like invited, and Mandy said that the elves needed like another person. So Mandy was like, "Oh, I know somebody who plays Minecraft."
I am
don't
here because of
actually know who
Mads.
specifically-
Thank
I
you.
don't actually know who specifically got me in.
It was me.
Like,
wonder.
I know that Matt sent me the invite, but
It was me. I was like,
hell yeah.
because I knew you were deep in the D&D community, and I was like, God, I want Froggy in this SMP so bad, but I also know that they struggle with time management and time commitment because of work.
Really?
And I was like,
in hindsight.
I was like, because of work, I know that they like really struggle to be able to like commit their time to outside things. And so I was like, I don't know if I should ask them. I don't know. And I was like, but they would be such a like, they not only would they be such a good role player and just like, you would just bring so much. Not only would you bring art, but you would bring knowledge, and you would bring like years of experience of D&D and roleplay acting. And like, I work with you on a day-to-day basis. Your ability to create characters and their dynamics and make sure that they stay true to those and follow through with their like character paths and stuff like that. Oh, chef's kiss.
Thank you.
So good.
For both inviting me and that. Yeah.
Of course. I just think it's really funny that like Froggy, I had to convince Froggy. I was like, "Hey, do you want to join Princess SMP?"
yeah, I wasn't
and they were like,
sure.
I don't know. I don't know. And I was like, "Okay, well, just like let me know." And then I like hit them up later, and I was like, "Do you want to join?" And they were like, "It's like commitment. Like I can join. I don't know how big of a part I would play." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Like it's whatever. Like we're looking for members or whatever." They joined.
Guys, I just don't
I worked my
tired.
ass off. We had like a thing that required them to be like, I won't go too deep into it because it's like background stuff, but like to get them on the server, they had to do something, and I pushed. I was like, they will get on the server. The moment they got on the server, you couldn't get them off of it. They
My autism
flourished.
activated.
They flourished. It was so good. And some of my favorite, like I talked about this with these guys, and I don't know if I mentioned on stream, but like the first 10 minutes of my workday is listening to Froggy gush about like characters and dynamics and moments that happen, and that they get like so excited about it. And like our boss has to like genuinely cut us off and being like, like, let's get started, because Froggy is yapping and I will listen to Froggy yap all day.
Minutes of silence otherwise.
No, I know. I know. It's just he's so
Like
annoying.
I pause multiple times to make sure. Like I'll like yap for 3 minutes, then go silent. Okay, boss is saying nothing. I get back to yapping.
They give breaths, but yeah, like I don't know. And I just knew that like you would do really well. It's just a matter of like I had to get you locked in, and once you were locked in,
so unsure. Now that you remind me, like I
Mhm.
was like, do I do it? Can I do it? Because I never played on an SMP before. Is the other thing.
Mhm.
I never played survival Minecraft properly before.
yeah.
I was really bad.
And here you are playing hardcore for the first time.
Hardcore for the first time, and you beat one of like the top players in our cast, who, like for PvP purposes. You fucking beat their ass. Like that's a
realize how
feat
they
in
won,
ourselves.
Yeah,
Like, if I had to
won
pick-
thanks to a dragon egg.
Like if I had to pick top PvPers, it would be Fang, Seth, Ovek, Vincent, and like maybe Lucario, but like he likes to doubt himself. And the fact that you beat Fang is like a feat in itself.
Skylar won because he played dirty. Just to be clear, I warned Fang out of character. Hey, Skylar's not gonna break the rules, but he's going to play dirty. Prepare for Skylar to play
They
dirty.
also had to resort to no armor at the end of it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
'cause
we
it's
did.
taking too long.
That's the only
We
reason the
started
fight
out
ended.
being like, guys, it's gonna be 3 totems, and then we fought for 40 minutes, and we're like, okay, 1 totem. Okay, maybe we shouldn't limit our abilities. Okay, let's take off our armor and just do this.
Right,
This is taking too long.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck.
Can I
Comes this way.
answer
Yeah.
one more question?
There was an extra reason. If Fang had waited 30 more seconds, he would have won. I was running out of my last thing keeping me alive, and that's why I was actually, me going, hey, maybe we shouldn't wear armor. Let's just do this armorless, was me realizing that I was losing my, Hail Mary, and I needed to convince Zaraf to play a different game with me.
Yeah.
And in the nick of time, he agreed.
What was the question that you wanted to answer, Mandy?
Oh, well, there's two. There's like an easy one, and then like there's like one specifically for Rowena. Someone asked, "Is there an arc too?" No. And then another person asked, "Oh, are we going to be able to know the gender of Rowena's baby?" So I don't know why people kept assuming it was twins. I think it was because of season 1. There's no twins. That's too much.
Were they cursed?
No, they're
Cursed
not.
twin.
No.
Cursed twins.
Me and Holden talked about it. Because me and Holden discussed it, and I want to get like headcanon art. And me and Holden talked about it, so it's a boy. Their name is Samson, and they're a dragonborn. And they're kind of like a mixture between Zach and Rowena. So yeah.
I can't wait for that art.
Kate, what's your question?
Yes, Kate.
I'll do Kate's question, then I'll probably wrap up, because I gotta go talk to Lizzie about something.
Lizard.
I was hoping. Lizard.
Lizzie the lizard.
You want to know why we're all amazing? Hell
my
yeah.
God.
Well, it all happened when I was born.
Oh my gosh.
So I actually have a pretty good answer for that. The reason that everyone in PSMP that is virtually like perceived as amazing, we only get the opportunity to be amazing and do amazing things because we have a really awesome audience in you guys.
True.
You guys really truly make this entire community come to life. You give us the platform that we have to create upon. You give us the drive and the inspiration and all of those things that we need to continue to go forward. And we wouldn't be where we are without you guys. So for you guys are amazing, and I am always going to eternally be grateful for all of these years spent with Princess. I love
Can I
you
choose my
guys.
answer?
I love you too.
Kate, why am I
change
being
my answer?
included in this group?
Oh my gosh. No, true. Like,
I mean, I guess the fans are okay.
I just think
oh my. Laz,
What? What?
be nice.
Okay, I love them all, even if they dog on my characters. Okay.
Stop being a terrorist.
I know. Have you seen them? Did you see what happened when it was revealed I was a goblin? Everyone hated me.
Can you guys see what happens whenever I appear on someone's stream?
You have to remember that they're putting themselves in a place where they're relating so hard to these characters, kind of even more than we are, and they're experiencing this in like real and true times, so that they are genuinely having feelings about the things that we've kind of planned and seen coming, and it's all new and bright and great for them. And you gotta meet them where they're at, y'all. We gotta let them love us and love them back.
Cool.
Yeah, they're experiencing
Nerd.
something way different because we have so much background knowledge. We know so much about our own characters that we want to reveal to them, and they're experiencing it for the first time. So
We do not need Laz on Stinky. We do not need it.
No, oh yeah, they already did it. They already defeat the Ender Dragon, so you'd have to respawn it.
I'll do it again. It will only take me an additional 5 minutes. Like,
Everyone was a joy, and I am so happy that I get to be surrounded by a bunch of great people and get to create with them.
I'm gonna start something.
With that being said, we're gonna wrap up there. Thank you everyone for joining me, and I'm so happy that you guys got to talk about your characters and answer some questions, and everybody in the chat got to kind of maybe get a little bit of more closure as well.
very little.
But yeah, the chat getting closure.
True.
But yeah, so thank you for joining me. This is where we conclude fully season 2. Woohoo!
I have one more thing to say. Can I say it really quick?
Yep.
No.
Don't forget about Mad's Discord, guys. I think each and every one of us are in there. You can ping me at the very least at any time with questions, but I would love it if you guys all went over to her Discord, continue to support her. All the things.
Thank you.
I'd like to subscribe to all.
This is where I self promo because I still have the link on my clipboard.
Remember, if you have a green name.
Shut up. But yeah, thank you. You guys, yeah. And I have no words. I have no words. I've talked so much in the last 4 days. I am going to go and lay on my couch and not utter another fucking word for like a week.
I won't call you then.
No, you can.
Your beautiful
I'll type. I'll just type. I'll just type.
Okay.
Don't worry, Froggy.
Bye, everybody.
Froggy, you'll get to hear my beautiful voice tomorrow at work.
Everybody.
Oh my gosh, I'm counting the minutes.
You have 8 hours.
7 days.
I will call you in 7 days.
That's true. Froggy doesn't sleep.
Same. Oh, hey, are we method acting
slept
together?
the evening today.
I love you guys. Be good people, do good things, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Mwah.
Bye.